And a jolly good morning to you from a rather crisp end of November cold Dresden here in what used to be East Germany before the unification. And I've not got much time today to go walking around, but I'm certainly going to be doing that while I've got a bit of an opportunity. So we'll see what we can see. I've never been to Dresden before. Well, I say I've never been before, I have, but was here for a matter of hours and didn't really get a chance to look around properly. But today I've got a bit of an opportunity, so I'm going to take a walk from the area where I am at the moment, which is the Neustadt area, and go to the Altstadt, the old town, and have a little walk around there, which means a walk in this general direction now and across the river. And we'll see what we see. It's a very big city. Can't do it justice in one video, but I hope to be back in the not too distant future, and perhaps on some days when it's a little bit warmer, and see some of the things that go on in summertime. Everybody's wrapped up. I'll probably do my usual, just amble around, see what I see, and then get one of those beasties back later on. There does seem to be two main railway stations here in Dresden. There's a lot more than that, obviously, on the S-Bahn, but the two main stations appear to be the one here in Neustadt, which is where I got off yesterday, and the Hauptbahnhof, which I understand is a rather impressive building. I've seen pictures of it, and kind of gives me the Leipzig vibe. So I'll try and incorporate that into this walk, and we'll go and have a look. Biggest one in Europe, biggest railway station in Europe. I don't mean by passenger numbers or numbers of trains, but physical building size, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely in Germany though. So we'll go and have a look at that, amongst other things. It's got quite a good vibe to it. I went for a little wander last night. I was a bit tired after travelling, so I didn't do it for too long, but went to one of the numerous Christmas markets that are just about opened up now. Some still to open up. I think this weekend will be when they're all open. And there's one or two that are already in operation, and very impressive they were too. Some fantastic food, great choices, all that good, hearty, warming stuff that you can walk around and eat in the freezing cold, along with glühwein, mulled wine, if you like that sort of thing. Seemed to be certainly lots of people drinking it last night. Reminds me of cough mixture personally, but anyway, seemed to be quite a lot of people enjoying that, which is great. Just go over to Albertplatz now, which is quite a picturesque area, although it's very busy with cars and trams. There's a major interchange for the trams by the looks of things, and that's not frozen over today. That was frozen last night, I can report, because I did change trams here. I do believe I'm heading down there. It's a pretty extensive tram service in the city, much more so than buses, although of course there are buses too. S-Bahn and on the major routes in and around Germany from here, including trains to Poland, Czechia and so on. There's the green man. Don't cross the road if the green man's not there here. Very likely to get a fine. Seems to be the case in most of your... Oh dear, well, I'm on my way now. Too late. Seems to be the way here in Germany and much of Europe. Abide by the green and red man. Whereas in Britain, Oh, with the exception of Berlin. If you go to Berlin, no one seems to care there. They just go and walk across the road whenever they feel like it. Fair play to them, I guess. But yeah, you do get some funny looks if you just go wandering across. There's my tram back to base camp later on, or one of them. So here's one of the areas of Christmas market. I doubt many of them are open this early in the morning. Some might be just about starting and some may be open already, but generally speaking they tend to open up in the afternoon until I think about 10 o'clock at night. I'd been and gone well before 10 o'clock last night, but yeah, most of these little places are currently shut, but it is only 10 o'clock in the morning. But there'll be some rather interesting food smells wafting along here later on today. They're all lit as well, full with logs burning away so you can stand around them and eat your food. There's a couple of stalls just about opening now, but I imagine the food stalls won't be open for a little while. It's not just German stuff either, as I had some Hungarian langosh last night, and I had some Georgian chakapuri, and of course I had some currywurst. But there's it's quite an interesting selection of stuff, good old hearty stuff to keep you warm. There's some pretty good smells going on already. I think there's some cooking going on. It's never too early for a currywurst, I find. Oh yes, do I like an empanada? I might have to come back here later when that one's open. Grab myself a couple of those. I did come past here last night. Didn't actually come to this market itself. I went to a couple of others that were open. That was lit up beautifully last night. And here ahead is the Goldene Reiter. Now I'm not sure if that's the Goldene Reiter from the famous German song. Germans will know it, everyone else probably not. But if it isn't, then there's another one somewhere in Germany that the song is about. Golden Horseman, I think that translates as. Check the song out. There's a good version of it by the band Grausame Tushta. And the original, if you look Goldene Reiter up on your music streaming service of choice, you'll undoubtedly find one or two versions of it, the original and one or two others. Right, let's proceed back over the river, just there, to the old town, when I can cross this road. Definitely better wait for the green man here, I should say. It's not quite so impressive in daylight, but as you'll see, it's lit up already. Well, that took well over 5 minutes for the green man to come. It's surprising that everyone's got sufficient patience to not just dodge across. There was plenty of opportunities. I mean, it's not always quite that bad, but that was bordering on the ridiculous amount of time considering the actual traffic flow around there. Anyway, rant about little red men over with. Going to go over the River Elbe now, which, as I could see from Google Maps at least, is a good place to hang out during the summertime. probably not so much so this time of year, although I imagine it's pretty good for going for a good walk or run or cycle along the side of it. Seem to be taking the sewage or water pipes or something across the top of it. So this is the River Elbe. It kind of gives me Cologne vibes, you know, slightly more modest way in many respects. I don't know what they're doing down on the Dresden paddle steamer down there. There's certainly some steam coming out of it. And the other side of the bridge we enter the old town. So Hauptbahnhof that I was talking about is in the opposite direction to where I'm walking now, but probably do a nice circular anyway and go back via there, because I am pretty sure there'll be some good coffee and bakeries in there, and I'll be absolutely desperate for one of those by the time I get back round. Yeah, so into the old town now. Not sure whether to go that way or up this way. I think I'm going to go up this way to start with and then see how it goes. The temperatures ranging between 0 and -2. It's probably about 0 just now, but there's not too much of a wind, so not too bad on the whole. Although it does start to dig in a little bit after a while. It was snowing on the way down from Berlin yesterday. There was snow, you can still see the slush on the ground. Some of it's melting, some of it isn't. And yeah, I don't think there's going to be any snow. In fact, the weather forecast for today was pretty much 0 the whole day, and sunshine. That I'm not quite sure where the sunshine's got to at the moment, so hopefully it will brighten up a little bit later on. Interesting sort of steam appearing from somewhere down there. I'm just going to have to investigate that. And then I'm going to curl back round and walk through another of the markets that does actually appear to be already open. Oh, now then. I've just got a hugely impressive smell of food. I don't know if it's from this river boat down there. Gosh. Someone is enjoying a hearty breakfast, that's for sure. So now I've got a little bit closer to this monument next to this park. It's some guy cleaning the stones with a pressure washer. So I'm not going to get any closer to that, that's for sure. Well, it's the wrong time of year for steamy vapours to be wafting into the air. Sometimes get those in cities, those cooling arches with the kind of vaporised air. Water, I should say. Who's this dude? No idea. Gottfried Semper. It says it's called the Octagon. Some kind of TV vehicles, either setting up or packing away there. And we're pretty much in the heart of the old town now. Here's another little Christmas market just squeezed down the right hand side there. Looks like it's open, this one. The windmill's not turning on the top though. That's if that's what you call it. That's better. There's one or two having a warm alcoholic beverage, even at this time of day. Mind you, there seems to be a couple of river cruise ships, boats, whatever you want to call them, in today. A lot of these people wandering about are from there. You can just kind of tell, and a lot of them are with tour groups. So be a bit remiss of them if they didn't sample some of the delights, even at this time of day. Can always have a little nap in the afternoon. Winter Glühwein and punch. Things just starting to wake up now. Bit of a range around the edge. Of course, I imagine this sort of stuff's here during the summer months. And of course, leading up to Christmas. And then, sure that was a ship, sounded like a steam train. Martin Luther. A bit of a strange mixture of stuff around the edges. Yeah, still pretty quiet in here, but glad to see it's already opening up. Some nice smells wafting about. Friedrich August II, the King of Saxony. So just walking out of the city centre now. Just going to go on a bit of a circular over in that general direction over there once I've crossed this road, if I don't freeze to death waiting for the green man, and then head back round to the old town and towards the Hauptbahnhof. Not even scratching the surface this morning on this city. There are so many things to see and do here. It is well worthy of a visit. Maybe in conjunction with Berlin or Leipzig, very easy to get to by train from here, or all three if you've got enough time. There we go, that was good timing today. Kukanas. Interesting. Extra large. Extra large. Interesting remnants of more glorious and prosperous times, I think. I have to say, when you come to the cities, on the whole, not all, but on the whole, on the east and what was the East Germany, I find them a lot less how should I put it? Well, you go to some in what was West Germany, some of the cities there, and the problems of homelessness, begging, and all the other ills of the world, particularly in Frankfurt, are there to be seen. On the eastern side, not so much so. I'm not saying it doesn't exist at all, because it clearly does, but certainly here in Dresden and Leipzig in particular are a lot less, although I'd say it was a poorer part of the country. It also seems to be a cleaner and less affected by problems of the world than the western part of the country. It's just my observation, and I've certainly got no definitive way of proving that, but that's just how it seems to me. I do like Germany, and it has got some very large differences between the haves and the have-nots. That's also clear to see. As I say, over here in the west, that does in the east, I should say, it doesn't seem to be quite so much of an issue. Maybe I'm wrong, totally wrong. If you think I'm wrong, please say so in the comments. Just entering a park area, just randomly selected somewhere on Google Maps for this, and then I shall start curling back through the old town to the Hauptbahnhof. So just had a little look, €12 worth of the Deutsches Hygiene Museum. Very interesting, look it up, well worth a visit, especially if you've got kids, lots of interactive stuff in there. I would have videoed, but it's chock full of school parties and so on, kids absolutely everywhere, so, you know, the Germans at the best of times are a bit funny about people going around videoing, so you've got to be very, very careful. And in a museum with school children is probably pushing it slightly too far. Yeah, if you're here in Germany, be careful where you're poking your camera, because sometimes people do take exception, as I've discovered on one or two occasions. Right, just going to carry on walking around now. I've incidentally had a lovely coffee in there. Breakfast had finished and lunch hadn't started yet, so didn't manage to get anything to eat, apart from there was a choice of a bit of cake or an ice cream. I didn't really fancy either, to be honest. Assume I'm allowed to walk across here. I'm just going to go and see who this guy is. There's the old big red bus round the city. Get yourself a day pass on the public transport. A lot cheaper, a lot more fun. Oh, doesn't say who he is. Right. Over here is Dynamo Dresden's football stadium, so I'm just going to head over that way, see if there's anything interesting to be seen there. Probably not. Football stadiums are not overly great on a when they're shut, but let's head that way anyway. Oh dear, just walked past a swimming pool or swimming baths with massive, great big windows, so you can see straight in. And I didn't realise that's what I was walking up to. I've just deleted it, filming back there. Next thing I know, there's about 50 Germans all in their swimming trunks. So I thought best not be putting that on YouTube. But it looked very nice and warm in there, I have to say. I'll be most tempted if I had my swimming shorts with me. But funnily enough, I set off without them this morning. I'm going to head on into this park over the way in a moment. I'm just going to head round towards the football ground, see what there is to see there. And yeah, it's a very big park. I'll tell you the name of it a little bit later on. So, like with most football stadiums, when there's no match on, you can't really go in. There is a fan shop over there, which I'm sure has queues out the door on match days. I didn't bother going in because I've got zero intention of spending €100 on a replica shirt. So, yeah, but if you're into that sort of thing, it looked a good shop. The Rudolf Harbig Stadion. Hier ist something. I can't read it through the trees. But here is something. Right, let's go to the park. So say goodbye to the stadium and enter the park. It's certainly a big park according to the size of it on the map. And there's never a bad time of year to go into a park, as long as you've got the right kit on. There's certainly a cool breeze wafting through here at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to head to the end there where there looks to be some kind of palace or castle or something. I'll let you know once I get there what it actually is. Reminds me of the big park in Riga with slightly fewer trees. This great big alley avenue through the middle of it. Mesoparks, that's it, Mesoparks in Riga. To think about that for a minute. Looks like it's got a little narrow gauge train, presumably chuffs its way around in the summer. So it would seem that there's a botanical gardens in here. Do not know if you need to pay to get in them, but they're over there somewhere. Palace of Großer Garten, Greater Garden, Big Garden, is ahead. That's what we're looking at. And there's a big garden up there as well, along with the station for the park train service. So I'm going to head and have a little look around there and then start winding my way back round. Google Maps actually is sending me down there. Not entirely sure why, but I'm going to carry on going up this way because it looks more interesting. Yeah, certainly a nice big park to spend some time in on a nice day. This is a Thursday, by the way, so typically, of course, these sorts of things are very quiet, particularly in the winter months when most people are at, most kids are at school and people working and so on. There was a lot of kids in the museum. Certainly that's a popular place to take a school trip. And yeah, very interesting it was too. What a charming park. Very, very nice. And as I said before, I think this is probably packed in summer months or at the weekends. Nothing much happening today, of course, but beautiful to walk around all the same. There's various little gardens, if you look on the map, to the left, to the right. This time of year, I don't suppose they're looking at their best. But worth a look anyway, I guess. From a distance, this place looked derelict. I'm guessing it's not. I am kind of wondering what these red coloured, they look like they're rusty metal from a distance, but they're actually wood painted kind of a garden fence orange. Imagine in there, looking at the holes at the top, there must be some sort of for birds nests. I would scare, I'm guessing. If anyone knows different, let me know. Not kind of seen any quite like that before. And of course we're outside the city. The lake is frozen here, just about. Although I have to say, if you take a walk on that ice, you are, well, you'll be on thin ice, put it like that. Very thin ice. Here's one for the tree surgeons. This tree, it looks like it's fallen over there as its roots are all pushed up out the ground. But yet they're trying to kind of hold it in position with this wooden frame. And here Interesting. You'd think they'll just let it drop to the ground and chop it up, or... I mean, it appears to be... I know the leaves are dead on there. Appears to be still actually alive. So that's probably why. Interesting, very interesting. This kind of brings me to the end of this little walk in the park. I'm going to head back into the city now. This is Neue Teich, I think it's pronounced, which is New Pond. And as you'll see again, frozen over, just about. But that will not take a human. Probably wouldn't barely take a bird, I should imagine. So, yeah, I've looked on the map to see if there's an alternative route back, but there isn't really. Pretty much back where I've just come from, so I'm going to jump on a tram, save a bit of time, save the legs a little bit, and I'll see you back in the city. One of the railway stations for the park train. Might even be the only railway station for it. Well, that is definitely one of them.
Werte Fahrgäste, aufgrund von Bauarbeiten endet dieser Zug im Dresden Hauptbahnhof. Ich wiederhole, dieser Zug endet im Dresden Hauptbahnhof.
Here we are. Dresden Hauptbahnhof. Fairly quiet. I was expecting it to be a little bit busier than this. Maybe I'm missing something. Anyway, let's head outside the front.
Guck mal, die haben neue Züge. Das sind jetzt Techniker.
Brief little wander about. I'm going to be back to the city. As I said, I have been once before, but I was literally here overnight, didn't see much of the place. Glad I managed to find a little bit of time today to have a good look around, but there is loads more to see here, loads more to do, and next time I think I'm going to come in the springtime or the summer when things will look and feel somewhat different. So from a rather chilly lunchtime here in Dresden, thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Cheers.